What's up, cinephiles? Great success! This is our review for Borat, subsequent movie film. It is now streaming on Amazon Prime. Now, if you are new to our channel, consider leaving a like and subscribing to us for weekly reviews of movies, TV shows, and video games. Now, Kevin, tell us, what is this crazy film all about?
Now, 14 years after the release of Borat Sagdiyev, played by Sarah Baron Cohen, is now back again from Kazakhstan to US&A to deliver this prodigious bribe to this official in order to restore their humiliated country, Kazakhstan. This is such a fun movie now that we needed laughs this time.
Yeah, Kevin, this is a very crazy movie. And first off, I want to say that I loved the first Borat film. I love Sacha Baron Cohen. He is well known for the Ali G character, Borat, Bruno, and even the Dictator. But people also tend to forget that this guy is a great actor. We've seen him in Hugo and more recently in The Trial of Chicago 7, which he is really great in that role. And this movie, Borat the subsequent film, I can say that it is pretty much more of the same from the original Borat film. The main difference would be, I think that this movie is not as funny as the first film, but this sequel has so much more to say than the first. First off, I want to give a shout out here to his co-star, Maria Bakalova, who plays his daughter. I just really want to give props to that actress for holding her own while playing alongside Sacha Baron Cohen in this character, because she also played a lot of crazy stuff that her character was needed to deliver on screen in order to complement the character of Borat, and that is just amazing. It's very interesting that I think that this is a movie that evolved while they're shooting this, because I read that this was first shot in 2019 before the COVID pandemic, the lockdown and all, and we've seen that this film tackles themes about feminism and about the American culture, pretty much like the first film. But when the COVID-19 pandemic hits and they had to adjust their filmmaking here, their filmmaking style, this movie, I think, evolved and turned into a much better movie because of it. It's just funny to me how this movie makes fun of typical American characters while not directly making fun of them, letting them show how kind of stupid they seem in front of the camera. There are some people here who believes in conspiracy theories and all. and what's crazy to me, a funny thing about that scene is when he showed this conspiracy theories a certain book showing sort of mythology from his country, they are saying that's not true, that's sort of a conspiracy theory, and and it's just funny scenes like that. And also we're gonna discuss this more in depth, I think, a bit later on, but we all know that the way this film is shot, it's not really scripted. When we see him doing these crazy things with these huge personalities in the USA, it's all true, and that type of filmmaking is just crazy to me. And again, while this is not as fun as the first film, I had a blast watching this.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with you. You know, part of me thinks that this will be a cool reaction video because I was just laughing the whole time, you know. This is also the first time that I've seen Borat, so I made a double feature out of it. So this is a really fun day for me. My first time I'm witnessing this uninhibited character. Of course, there's this shock, like, who is this highly offensive and uncultured son of a gun character? So I was really loving every moment of it. Of course, this is an offensive comedy, so this will not be for everyone's taste, but the way I see it is that Borat, it pokes all about the socio-political climate, and you know, the subject in question was never Kazakhstan. Through its hyper-realist backward beliefs, when you parallel it with USA and all its problems, it kind of brings out these disturbing things that we still have in our society today. And you know, sometimes it takes comedy to really address these issues, because these issues, we talked about feminism, and even the movie touched about abortion and even pedophilia. These things, this constant plight of the females to smash patriarchy, they still exist, and most often than not, people still take them for granted, and by putting them into hyper-realist comedy, in a way, even if this is a lowbrow humor, you're putting it into the level of those minds who still can get what the issue is nowadays. So it's still effective. Also, comedy is very hard. Even though you're looking at this as a lowbrow comedy, people really know how to make fun of their situations. You just go over to Twitter and see all those funny tweets about the remarks that you can say about the government. The timing of this movie is just relevant. At the end of the movie, it tied the whole story into the pandemic season, which is very much fitting. That's really a nice job. And because this show is some sort of a quasi-documentary, then along the way it evolves into a documentary, which involves a lot of officials, as you mentioned. So the screenplay really feels 50% scripted and 50% unscripted. And because of that, it really feels genuine. And also to the performance, Maria Bakalova, oh my god. Maybe because it's the first time that I've seen this actress. I've never seen her previous works before. Actually, for me, at times that there were moments in this movie that she even outshines Baron Cohen, because Baron Cohen is an amazing actor. Like, he really brought Borat into life 14 years ago. But it's just that I've seen him recently in Trial of Chicago 7, so I know this actor is really amazing in putting up this act. But seeing this entire new personality, she really is committed. Not to mention that she is a woman and she needs to do a lot of humiliating things for the sake of getting laughs. So I really admire that commitment. Also, I have to add, this movie seems to be more focused, because part of my gripe, as much as I love the first film, sometimes it can fall into the trap of being series of sketches. Here, it's more focused because there is a mission at hand, and that is to deliver this prodigious bribe to an official that will restore the glory of Kazakhstan. Along that goal, it hits a lot of themes, and especially I also like the arc here of the daughter of Borat. Her character undergoes a transformation, and the actress never really seemed awkward in doing the transition. At the end of the movie, she transformed into something else, but she still retained that initial impression that we got from her. So I think this movie is wonderful. It touched a lot of taboo issues. The racism against Jews, anti-Semitism. I think there's a wonderful scene here. They even hired Holocaust survivors, and just overall how the show incorporates regular people, say a baker or a dress shop owner. Those are not staged, unfiltered as possible, the reactions that you get from there. So yeah, that's part of the fun.
I absolutely agree with what you said, that this movie is a bit more focused because there's a clearer goal. Because really, the first movie, it is a series of sketches in his way to meet Pamela Anderson. That's practically it. That's why it's so funny, but this movie is much more focused, and dare I say, it's much more mature, it's much more controversial, especially during the latter part of this movie with this politician. I really don't know him because basically I live in the Philippines, but they really caught this controversial footage of this politician named Giuliani, and I think that that will really draw a lot of attention in American media. It's just crazy that they got that. At first, I thought that they were just going in for an interview, and I couldn't believe that they would get that. Even at the beginning part of this, I know that they kept mentioning the vice president, and I never really thought that they will pull off what they did during the middle of this movie. The themes, there are so much themes. That Holocaust survivor scene, it's a touching moment, even though Sacha Baron Cohen was so offensive still in that scene, because and during that scene, I just kept laughing because I kept remembering the first movie of how scared he was of Jews. Especially when he thought that those insects, the Jews transform into those insects. It's one of the best laugh out loud moments of the first movie. This movie is still maintains that offensive, non-apologetic vibe all throughout. He is just not really afraid to get in there and stir up controversy. So in conclusion, Borat's subsequent movie film, I didn't think that it was as funny as the first movie where where Borat was lusting for Pamela Anderson, but still, this movie is still funny, it's still offensive, it's definitely not for everyone, it's much more focused like what you said, it has more to say than the previous film, feminism, the politics, the timing is perfect, and what can I say? I think that this movie is a great success, and I'm going to give this movie a 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay, so I definitely agree with you. The humor of this movie, it's offensive, it's rude, it's sometimes tasteless, it's crass, but at the same time, it can be very relevant, it's meaningful, so it's a lot of things. And I don't want to overshadow the fact that it involves some official towards the end because there will be controversy surrounding that. I'm
Yeah.
sure that official will be getting a lot of heat starting now. But to bring back Borat, again, I think this is the perfect time. This form of comedy being used as a weapon to put a mirror in front of us and tell what's wrong with society today is very effective. At the same time, it makes you laugh until your stomach hurts. So everyone needs a good laugh these days. Moreover, it has this unexpected heart. I found Borat to be more
Yeah.
likable here because there's the daughter here in the picture. So there's more reason to flesh a more meaningful relationship with a significant other. So I think all in all, I really had fun with this. Yeah, I'm also giving this one a 4 out of 5. Great success.
Okay, and that's it for our review of Borat subsequent movie film. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more content.
Also, let us know what you think in the comment sections below. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, see you on the next one.
Bye bye.